Hello, I'm Dr. Spring. Today we're looking over item number SCP-096, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-096 is to be contained within a 5 by 5 by 5 meter airtight steel cube at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks and holes are mandatory. There are to be absolutely no video surveillance or optical tools of any kind inside of SCP-096's cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detection to ensure that SCP-096 is present inside the cell. Any and all photos, videos, or recordings of SCP-096's likeness are strictly forbidden without approval from Dr. and 05. Description: SCP-096 is a humanoid creature that measures approximately 2.38 meters high. Subject shows very little muscle mass. Preliminary analysis of body mass suggests mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigment, with no signs of any body hair. SCP-096's jaw can open 4 times the normal amount of an average human. Other facial features remain similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of any pigmentation. It is not yet known whether SCP-096 is blind or not. It shows no signs of any higher brain functions and is not considered sapient. SCP-096 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors inside the cell indicating that it spends most of its day pacing the eastern wall. However, when someone views SCP-096's face, whether it was directly or via recording and/or video, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress. SCP-096 will cover its face with its hands and begin screaming, crying, and babbling incoherently. Approximately 1 to 2 minutes after the first viewing of SCP-096, begin running to the person who viewed its face, who from this point will be referred as SCP-096-1. Documented speeds have varied from 35 kilometers per hour to kilometers per hour, and seem to depend on the distance from SCP-096-1 at the time. No material or method can impede SCP-096's progress. The actual position of SCP-096-1 doesn't seem to matter to the effect of SCP-096's response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-096's location. Note, this reaction does not occur when viewing artistic representations of SCP-096. To see descriptions of this happening, view document 096-1. Upon arriving at SCP-096-1's location, 096 will proceed to kill the SCP-096-1. 100% of cases have left no trace of SCP-096-1. SCP-096 will sit down for several minutes, regaining its composure and becoming docile once again. It will then make an attempt to go back to its natural habits. Due to the possibility of a mass chain event, including breach of Foundation security and a large civilian loss of life, retrieval of subject should be considered alpha priority. Dr. has also petitioned for immediate termination of SCP-096. See interview 096-1. Order is waiting approval. Termination order has been approved and is to be carried out by Dr. on See indicate 096-1-A. Audio log for interview 096-1. Interviewer Dr. Interviewed Captain Reddit, former commander and retrieval team Zulu 9A. Retrieval incident number 096-1-A.
It always sucks ass to get the initial retrieval duty. You have no idea what the damn thing is capable of besides the jacked up information the field techies can scrape up. And you're lucky if they can even tell you the whole story. They told us to bag and tag. Didn't tell us jack shit about not looking at the damn thing.
Could you describe the mission, please?
Yeah, sorry. We had 2 choppers, one with my team, one with backup with Zulu 9B and Dr. We spotted the target about 2 clicks north of our patrol path. I'm guessing he wasn't facing our direction, else he would have taken us out then and there.
Your report says SCP-096 didn't react with the cold? It was Celsius?
Actually, it was... And yes, it was butt naked and didn't so much as shiver. Anyways, we landed, approached the target, and Corporal got ready to bag it. That's when Doctor called. I turned to answer it, and that's what saved me. The target must have turned and my whole squad saw it.
That's when SCP-096 entered an agitated emotional state?
Yep. Sorry. Got the willies for a second.
That's alright.
Yeah. Well, I never saw its face. My squad did, and they paid for it up their ass.
Could you describe it a little more, please?
Yeah. It started screaming at us and crying. Not animal roaring, though. It sounded exactly like a person. Really fucking creepy. We started firing when it picked up Corporal's and ripped off his leg. God, he was screaming for our help. Fucking A. Anyway, we were blowing chunks out of the target, round after round. Didn't do jack shit. Almost lost it when it started. Him.
That's when you ordered the use of a AT-4 HEDT launcher?
An anti-tank gun. Started carrying ever since SCP got loose. I've seen those tear through tanks like tissue paper. Did the same thing to the target.
There was significant damage to SCP-096?
It didn't even fucking flinch. It kept tearing apart my squad, but with half of its torso gone.
But it was taking damage.
If it wasn't showing it. It must have lost all its organs, all its blood. But it didn't acknowledge any of it. Its bone structure wasn't hurt at all. Though, it just kept tearing apart my squad.
So no actual structural damage. How many rounds would you say were fired at SCP-096?
Oh, at least 1,000. Our door gunner kept his Gall 19 on it for at least 20 seconds. 20 fucking seconds. That's 650 caliber rounds pumped into the thing. Might as well been spitting at it.
Is this when Zulu 9B arrived?
Yeah. My squad was gone. Zulu 9B managed to get the bag over its head, and it just sat down. We got into the chopper and got it here. I don't know how. I never saw its face. Maybe God, or Buddha, or whoever thought I should live. The jackass.
We have obtained an artist's depiction of SCP-096's face. Would you like to view it?
You know, after hearing that thing scream, and the screams of my men, I don't think I want to put a face to what I heard. No. Just no.
All right. I believe we're done here. Thank you, Captain. Let this be on record that I am formally requesting SCP-096 to be terminated as soon as possible.
Your magic spell. is everywhere. Love, I knew you well and found you fair. Then you left me and I left that face. Now I ask, is it too late?